There is no place where advertising is more relevant than in the cigarette industry. Brand loyalty is extremely high, so it's important to a cigarette company that they're the first ones that you smoke. It's also important to distract the customer from the obvious Faustian bargain that their product will eventually kill you. Necessity has made these companies masters at advertising. And until 1970, when cigarette advertisements were banned, nobody was better at this advertising than Marlboro. No cigarette or packaging is more recognizable, more American, more smoked than this one. But Marlboro did more than just win the advertising war with their rivals. They changed advertising forever. And how did they do it? Well, when Philip Morris started the company in 1847, it was aimed at women. It didn't work very well at first. However, in the 1950s, when new studies came out that smoking caused cancer, many tobacco companies started to panic and change tactics. It was at this point that Marlboro made a key move. They switched their advertising tactic to men and became the first ever lifestyle advertisers. Okay, pause. Before we go further, it's very important that you know exactly what lifestyle advertising looks like. The good news is you're already super familiar with lifestyle advertising even if you don't know it. It is when a commercial tries to tie its product to something else in your life. A feeling, an attribute, satisfaction, the list is endless. Like when an energy drink ties itself to extreme athleticism, or a camera to adventure, a soda to happiness, a car to love, or a phone to more than just a phone. Once you're familiar with the term, you'll notice it's the most popular and effective form of advertising that we know of. But it wasn't always this way. Roll the clock back 60 years and people had a much different idea of how to advertise products. Take a look at this Camel ad from the 50s.
How mild can a cigarette be?
Well, I've been smoking Camels for 20 years. I know they're mild and they really taste great.
Yes, Camels are so mild that in a test of hundreds of people who smoked only Camels for 30 days, throat specialists making weekly examinations reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Why is this ad so unconvincing? Well, everything is fact and product oriented. Buy my thing over their thing because all our researchers say so. But the truth is, most of us don't care about that research. I'm buying a pack of cigarettes to be cool, not because doctors say it's more smooth than a competitor's. So in the 50s, when Marlboro changed sexes, they also changed their advertising strategy by selling their product as a symbol rather than just on the merits of its design. They did this by creating a smoking cowboy known as the Marlboro Man. The Marlboro Man was designed to be the archetype of manliness. He was hardworking and living free. So with that last commercial in mind, watch this commercial and notice how much less screen time the Marlboro cigarette gets, and how the focus of the ad has shifted away from an isolated product to encompass a feeling of a rough, rugged, free life. In other words, they weren't just selling cigarettes, but rather a feeling of freedom and adventure. And there's maybe a slight irony here that most cowboys did not smoke at this time, but instead dipped, but most people didn't care. Within 1 year of this campaign, Marlboro went from owning less than 1% of the market to being the fourth largest cigarette company in the world. And within 4 more years, it became the #1 selling cigarette in the world, and it remains that way to this day. The Marlboro Man is a legend in advertising and shaped the future of advertising forever. And I think no matter what your stance on cigarettes are, we can all learn from Marlboro's lesson to help us communicate with others. People don't want to be sold a product. People want to be sold a feeling, a connection, something that's worth more than the paper that it's printed on. So it's in this spirit of learning that I decided to change my subscriber segment for this video to be a little more lifestyle oriented.